Hello everybody, Dick here, and welcome to my quick review of Kingdom of Explorers Dwarven Hidden Islands, a small little indie game created by Saga Games that went to early access on May 10th, 2023 on Steam for $5 or on sale if you get it at the right quick time for $3.50, which is what I picked it up for personally. It is capable to play with one extra player, so you've got local co-op, online co-op, and single player. I enjoyed the single player experience. I did not have a friend to play with at the moment in time, so I cannot vouch for any side of that. The game has a very well-defined and simple gameplay loop where you harvest resources, use those resources to unlock new tiles, growing your map, exploring farther out, finding new enemies to battle, gathering more resources, refining those resources into different resources to upgrade your gear, unlock more tiles, find bosses, beat the game. It's a very simple yet rewarding gameplay loop where you get to watch numbers go up, you get to explore new islands. Sometimes you're disappointed that there's nothing cool on the tile. Other times you're like, wow, that's awesome, new stuff. And it's just a good, rewarding experience. I find myself losing track of time sometimes. I have a full gameplay up on my channel if you want to check that out. I'll put in a link in the description below. Self-plug. Overall, I found myself thinking if you really liked doing the mines in Stardew Valley, you'd probably love this game. I don't know why, but that's just like in my brain. Doing that in Stardew Valley feels like playing this game. This is a bigger, more expanded version of that, but it's not so much as like V Rising or Terraria where you have to build a base and get NPCs. It's much more simple, which is why it reminds me of clearing the mines in Stardew Valley. Now for some quick positives. The art design in this game I think is wonderful. A lot of these indie games that go with this art style, you don't see as much detail. They did just enough with the shadows, the textures, the lines, just the little bump outs where you're like, wow, this actually looks really good for this art design. But it's not like plain where you're like, ew, this is just like super indie and washed out. The colors are bright, vibrant. It feels nice being in the world. It's like a positive experience, which is odd to say, but it was just a wonderful time overall. The sound, I'm gonna say, is just kind of neutral. It didn't blow my mind. Didn't lead to anything. The music didn't irritate me after 3.1 hours, so that's a good positive where it's just kind of like in the background as it's supposed to be. Performance-wise, I had absolutely no hiccups, no crashes, no stuttering, no frame drops, no loss, no nothing. The game just ran super smooth. I do have a much higher NPC than that game like this could ever possibly use, but I do not see this game being a issue on anyone's hardware. But I do have some major criticisms and constructive feedback to the dev team, and almost all of it revolves around combat. The only thing that doesn't revolve around combat is put more damn deers in the game. It's hard to get food. Other than that, the combat, the hit detection is poor, best. I think your shield takes way too much durability loss by mobs of lower level or your same level. It doesn't have a dodge mechanic, and my Atlanta, the game would feel so much better with some sort of dodge mechanic. Boss fights were they had promise, but they were very simple, but it's a simple kind of game, and he has really, they have really good bones here, and they could really bring this game into something wonderful if they just fix a few of these core combat mechanics to make it feel a little bit more engaging, a little bit more alive. When you do load into the game, it says you should play it on a controller, but I'm not gonna lie, I played it on mouse and keyboard, and the controls actually felt a lot better than some other games that I've ever played on a mouse and keyboard where it says you should use a controller. The rotation speed, everything was spot on. It felt really, really good on mouse and keyboard. I'm not even sure why they would risk putting that pop-up up. I will say I had to exit out into the main menu and go to controls a few times because their tutorial and explaining how to do things on mouse and keyboard was not as great as you would want it to be. But overall, I actually really enjoyed the game. I think it is worth the $5, especially if they grow on it. They can get this anywhere near like half the size of, let's say, V Rising. This game might actually blow up. It might blow up on Steam. They can get it in people's faces, grow it a little bit bigger. It's worth it. If you want to get on the ground floor of something that could actually be a really fun little time sink for you and a friend, for you and a wife, you and a girlfriend, it would be wonderful. That's all I can say here, guys. So I hope you enjoyed this. Check out some of the gameplay. I've put a link in the description below to the whole, it's like an hour and 30-minute long video, edited down from the 3 hours. And excuse me, I burped there in an outro. It's kind of rude when it happens. And I'm not going to edit that out, because we're going to keep it real up in here. But I'll see you all in the next one. Big out! Gosh, it's been a long time since I've done a review, and I'm terrible at them. My throat hurts from yelling at my mic. Why I'm yelling at my mic, I don't know. Hopefully it's not peaked out all the audio. As it might. We don't know. Amateur YouTubers do amateur YouTube stuff.